Hi, today is May 16th, 2024, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 757, Pigeon on the Third Rail. "Yo, pij-gee," said a pigeon who shall remain nameless, to pij-gee, a pigeon who shall remain named. "What are you doing standing on the third rail?" "Don't worry, I got this," said Pij-gee, whose name is pronounced Pidgey. "This is not my first rodeo." For more information about Piggy's first rodeo, see next poem entitled Pidgey's First Rodeo. "You're going to get electrocuted," said the pigeon, who remains nameless. "Get off of the rail." "Look," said Pidgey, "the part of the rail that can electrocute you is under the wooden part that I am standing on. Now, if I were to piss on that part of the rail, I might get electrocuted, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stand here." For a brief discussion as to whether one can be electrocuted by urinating on the third rail, see the poem after next, entitled Pissing on the Third Rail. "Fine, suit yourself," said the gray and nameless one. "It's your funeral." And Pidgey paced back and forth along the third rail until almost sunset, at which point Pidgey flew home. Poem number 758, Pidgey's First Rodeo. It was a bit misleading when Pidgey said, "This isn't my first rodeo," because Pidgey's first and only rodeo was just a few months ago, and it was an accident. On January 4th of this year, Pidgey had gone to Madison Square Garden to watch the New York Rangers play the Chicago Blackhawks. After the game, Pidgey went to sleep and woke up the next day in the middle of a rodeo. Pidgey watched a bit of the PBR Unleash the Beast event and then flew off. That was Pidgey's first, and so far only rodeo. It is perhaps not important to note that in this story, PBR stands for Professional Bull Riders and not Pabst Blue Ribbon. Poem number 759, Pissing on the Third Rail. A theory or rumor propagated both by pigeons and humans is that if one were to urinate on the third rail of the subway tracks, the electrical current would travel up through the urine, enter the body through the urinating genitalia, and electrocute the urinator. In the Beastie Boys song "Stop That Train," Adam Yauch says, "I got nothing to lose, so I'm pissing on the third rail." But it has been pointed out that if Yauch truly had nothing to lose, he might have chosen a much riskier behavior in which to engage than merely pissing on the third rail, which many scholars agree will not kill you. And Adam Yauch, in fact, did not die from pissing on the third rail. He died of something else entirely. Poem number 760, The Secret Flame. His balls were broken by the unspoken truth. His heart was crushed by the rush of an oncoming pain. His thoughts were clouded by a proud pigeon in the rain. His body suffered injury from a memory of his youth. His balls began to bounce when the announcement came. His heart was sent soaring by a whore with clairvoyance. His thoughts behaved, and he forgave the avian annoyance. His body was healed, and he kneeled before the secret flame. And the last poem of the day, poem number 761, Touch and Go. I spent almost the same amount of time writing the last four poems as I spent second-guessing the word whore in the last one. After replacing it with floor and considering door and then trying bore, I decided that despite my misgivings, I had to return to the whore with clairvoyance. I generally believe in first thought, best thought, but when it came to that whore, it was touch and go for a while. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.